I am extremely excited for baseball season. In just a few weeks, I will get to sit down with my dad and watch our beloved Tigers lose 90 games. And I'm all for it. But baseball has had a problem with pace of play. The biggest criticism non-baseball fans have with baseball is that it is boring. Sometimes that is untrue. But the games can get too slow at times. And so to fix this, Major League Baseball has implemented the pitch clock, something they have been trying out in the minor leagues, and to be honest, despite going to several Indianapolis Indians games, I never noticed the pitch clock, so it's doing its jobs, or at least it was at the minor league level. It's something that I fully support as it shaved around 30 minutes off of the average game time compared to last year in spring training. I've seen some games even go as little as 2 hours and 15 minutes. If you don't know the pitch clock rules, here they are. Quote, the length of games will still be determined by innings, not minutes. But to create a crisper pace, there will be a 30-second timer between batters and then a shorter time limit between pitches. Pitchers will be required to begin their motion 15 seconds after receiving the ball with the bases empty or 20 seconds after receiving the ball with runners on base. If they don't, they will be charged with an automatic ball. End quote. And this new rule also affects batters. Quote, batters, meanwhile, must be in the batter's box and alert to the pitcher by the 8-second mark on the clock, or else be charged with an automatic strike. End quote. Like I mentioned earlier, this shaves a lot of time off games, and I like that they do give pitchers extra time when there are runners on base. I don't have a lot against this new rule. My only complaint is that you can have a walk-off win due to a pitch clock violation. A game should not be decided because a pitcher took a few extra seconds to throw the ball. Now you may ask, how would you solve this? Well, there are a few ways. You could give pitchers 30 or 40 seconds to pitch in the 9th inning. You could have a rule where the game cannot end due to a pitch clock violation, or you could just get rid of the pitch clock altogether in the 9th inning. My favorite is the game can't end on a pitch clock violation. It's kind of like NASCAR and how a race can't end under caution. You treat the pitch clock violation as a foul ball essentially. Once you get to the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs, the whole purpose of the pitch clock is no longer needed. It's the last strike of the game and potentially the last at-bat of the game. A few extra seconds to pitch will not turn anybody away at that point because it's clutch time. Even sports fans who don't watch baseball can appreciate that. But overall, the pitch clock is a very smart move by Major League Baseball. I know some don't like it. Just like how those same people probably didn't like the universal DH and limiting mound visits. But these things are good for the growth of baseball, allowing more people to actually sit through a whole game, and getting rid of the stereotype that baseball is boring. Because while I and other baseball fans understand that baseball is not boring, as every pitch opens up the potential for an amazing play to be had, people on the outside looking in, who don't bother to learn the sport before watching it, will call it boring. Just like some people do to hockey. And while I think it's stupid for people to judge a sport without actually learning it first, I know that sometimes you gotta make changes to appeal to new fans. And this pitch clock does just that. However, a concern that I have seen fans express is that the pitch clock will rush pitchers into a pitch which could endanger the batter. And that is possible, but unlikely, as it wasn't a huge problem in the minors. And don't be surprised if hit by pitch do increase, as they have been increasing over the past few years anyway. Now, if the pitch clock does for some reason increase hit by pitches substantially and injuries due to pitches substantially, then yes, the rule should be modified or taken away. But still, Major League Baseball should implement something to speed up the game. I know I may sound a bit extreme here, but if you can't attract new fans to your league, then it will die. So doing what you can within reason to help your league gain popularity is smart business. Because while I love sports, they are a business. Now, I don't want to see sports completely turned into just another consumer product with no personal elements. Leagues need to do what they need to do to attract the next generation of fans. And a pitch clock to speed up the game is a reasonable way to do so. If you're worried about the purity of the game, there are other much larger and more real threats to baseball and other sports than a pitch clock. I hope the pitch clock continues to do good things in the regular season. I obviously hope players won't hate it, as their comfortability is still important. It's a long season, so if the players are unhappy, then it will be a bad experience for everyone. It has its pros and its cons, just like any rule. But the big con of no more dramatic ninth inning at bats can be taken away with just a simple adjustment. And it's a simple adjustment that I hope Major League Baseball will make, because then the pitch clock will become more well liked amongst fans and players. I'm Limitless Polls. Thank you for watching another video. See you guys next time.
Same fucking bitches, got the chopsticks with extensions on my dick, cause I like that.